Most people don't give up because they fail. A lot of times they don't even give themselves a chance to fail. They give up because deep down they just don't believe that they can actually do whatever it is that they're wanting to do. Sure, you can probably find other people who already did that thing, but seeing someone else succeed doesn't prove that you can do it. Drawing up detailed plans and consuming all the content you can find doesn't really help either. It still doesn't prove that you can do that thing. The best way to get yourself to stick with something is to get a proof of concept showing that you can actually do it. Now let me explain what I mean by proof of concept. It's your first success, no matter how small it might be. It could be your first subscriber on YouTube or Substack, or maybe your first actual date, your first dollar earned. Basically anything that proves not just that it's possible, but that you can do it. Preparing, getting the right tools, thinking about doing that thing, none of those things are going to help you really buy into the fact that you can do it. But once you get that proof of concept, it validates the idea and it proves that you can actually do it. It doesn't matter how small it is. Unfortunately, most people quit before they really have a chance to get there. Or they never get started in the first place because of some imagined roadblock. Think about all the things that you could have done over the last 20 or 30 years if you knew what you know now. You could have bought Bitcoin when it was only a few $100s, got out of a bad relationship a lot sooner or maybe into a good one. Once you know something works, it becomes a no-brainer. And hindsight might be 20/20, but unfortunately you can't go back and make the choice that you could or should have made then. And that's where the real value lies in getting a proof of concept for something that you want to do. It helps you recognize the potential early on. There are 3 reasons that proof changes everything. Number 1, it breaks you out of the "is this even possible" loop. You can stop watching more YouTube videos or reading more books or blog posts, swiping right on every dating profile or whatever it is that you're doing, that you're trying to get started. Instead, you can start finding ways to multiply that first success, no matter how small it might have been. You got your first subscriber? Great. Now you can start testing different things to see what gets you to 10 or 100 or beyond that. Or you got your first match on a dating app? Now you can start chatting with them and see what gets you to the first date. Or maybe you earned your first dollar writing on Medium, Substack, or some other site. Now you can figure out what gets you to the $10 mark and the $100 mark and then beyond that. Second, it changes your identity. You're no longer someone who's trying to start a YouTube channel. You're a YouTuber. And you're not trying to get a date. You're looking for the right person to meet in real life. Or you're not posting your writing just hoping that somebody sees it. You're a paid writer. And if you do something once, you can do it again. The first person to run a 4-minute mile was Roger Bannister in 1954. Since then, more than 2,000 people have done the same thing. So for decades or centuries really, before 1954, nobody ever broke that 4-minute mark. But as soon as someone proved it was possible, over 2,000 people have been able to do the same thing in only 71 years. It works the same for you. Once you know it's possible, it's exponentially easier to do it again. Proof really is a powerful thing. And third, it reframes failure. Once you know something's possible, the fear of failure loses all its power. If you try again and it doesn't work, it's not a sign that you can't do it. You already know you can. It's a sign that that particular tactic or strategy doesn't work. You're not a failure. The tactic was. When I've proved something can work, I like to look at that first successful attempt as the worst it's ever going to be. I might try something else that turns out to be worse, but I can always go back to doing this thing that did work, and I should get the same result. If something works better, then that becomes the new worst option, and it can always fall back to that when you try something else. Now, I didn't come up with that perspective, but I've known of it for so long that I don't know who originally told me. So unfortunately, I can't give proper credit to whoever it was that shared it with me. But here's the thing. Your proof of concept doesn't have to be a big win. And that's where a lot of people make a mistake. They aim too high right out of the gate. They think they need 1,000 subscribers on YouTube or to make enough money to replace their income or to find the one person they're going to spend the rest of their life with. When you shoot too high like that, the small wins don't really feel like wins at all. Your first subscriber is more important than the next 999 because it proves someone is interested enough in what you have to say to subscribe. The first dollar that you earn from your own business proves it's possible. And meeting somebody for coffee or a drink proves that there's something about you that at least sparked their interest. Worry about how to multiply your success later. For now, it's all about proving it's even possible. Your first step is to look at your ultimate goal and just shrink it down to something so small that it almost seems meaningless. If you're starting a YouTube channel with the goal of earning an income from it, don't worry about the first 1,000 subscribers and 3,000 watch hours that you need to get monetized. Worry about getting your first subscriber and your first watch hour. Don't worry about how to replace your entire income from your day job. Worry about generating a single dollar from your efforts. Instead of trying to find the love of your life, just invite someone for coffee or drinks, and don't worry if they're the one. Just enjoy meeting someone new and having a real conversation with somebody. And most of all, don't wait until you feel ready to do the thing. You can read all the books in the world, watch dozens of videos, and study how to do something for weeks, and you still won't learn as much as you will by actually doing the thing. And spoiler alert, you never truly feel ready anyway. The only way to really feel like you're competent at something is to spend time doing it. My parents made me practice the piano every day when I was a kid, and I absolutely hated it. But 40 some odd years later, I can still play a handful of songs that I learned when I was probably 10 or 11 years old. And over the last 2 or 3 years, I've watched dozens of YouTube videos about how to play a guitar, but I haven't really spent very much time practicing. I still can't play a single song. Once you get that first proof of concept, then it's time to get to work. You don't have to question whether that thing is possible anymore. It's gone from a belief problem to a systems problem. Now you can start refining the process, getting more comfortable with it, building consistency. Those are the things that'll help take you from the first subscriber, the first date, or the first dollar you've earned to where you really want to be. Whatever's holding you back from making the change that you want and getting started, that first piece of evidence will let you break through that wall for good. So what is it that you want to change about your life? Or that you want to try, maybe? If you don't know the answer to that question, figuring that out is your first step. But I'm guessing that you already know, or you probably wouldn't still be watching this video. So figure out what the smallest proof of concept is for you, and chase that before you worry about getting to the top of the mountain. Thanks for watching. If you're new here, my name's John. I hit my 50s feeling like some of the things in my life were kind of out of alignment with what I really want. So I'm working on changing them now instead of looking back a decade, 2 or 3 down the road and regretting it. I'm sharing what I learned along the way, and hopefully some of my mistakes and the things that I learned can help you if you're on a similar journey. I'll see you in the next video.